This is Dan Tortora here with Gary Bryant III. Gary, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I mean, you and I spoke going into the season. It's your first season at Syracuse, coming over through the transfer portal. So what have you kind of assessed at this point, hindsight 2020, of that decision you made to come here?
I mean, it was definitely a great decision. I'm just coming here and I'm learning. I think I've adapted well, and I think that I've, played a good role in the team and just, leadership and I'm definitely looking forward to what this team is going to be in the future.
Franz talked about building toward the future. When you're going through adversity right now, how do you look to the positives of what could be and kind of, the fruits of the labor, so to speak, in these games where you're not going to a bowl game, but you are building towards something in the future? How do you balance maybe the frustration with, hey, something good's going to come out of this?
I mean, yeah, it's just, that you can't. I mean, sometimes you can win every game, but a lot of times it don't go like that. And, it's like we're learning from these losses, and we realize that, what we got to fix and what we got to do, where we need to be better at and how we need to be better. And, I mean, if you just watch this practice, you would think that we're about to play a playoff game because, I mean, we haven't toned anything down. We're continuing to ramp up and just, continuing to finish the season out strong. And, we're just putting a lot of focus towards this top 10 opponent that we're about to face.
And having linebacker coach and Robert Wright, what have you learned from him? What's he gotten out of you? Like, kind of his leadership style and how it's worked with you?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Rob is extremely intelligent. He's a great coach. I mean, he just focuses a lot on just like the little things, the details. And when you focus on the details, it allows you to become a better player. So I'm definitely grateful for that.
And then as far as defensive coordinator Elijah Robinson, what can you say about his scheming and just kind of how he's put this defense together, just what you've taken away from his leadership as well?
Yeah, I think over the weeks we started to figure out, what we were better at on defense, and we started to focus more towards them things. And, I mean, we haven't been having the success that we wanted to have, but, we're definitely trending in the right direction. We just got to keep the momentum and finish out these games. But, Coach Elijah is definitely a great leader, and a lot of guys really look up to him, and he's somebody that you can go to talk to about anything. He's somebody that he's on you when he needs to be on you, but when he needs to, give you that hug and tell you, like, look, man, it's going to be all right. Like, he's that guy, too. So I'm definitely very appreciative of him, too.
When you look back on your decision going through the season that you've had, something out of your control with Steve Angeli going down, do you look back and think, like, hey, I would still make that same decision if I knew we were going to go through adversity?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's life. You're going to go through adversity, at all points in life. You never know when it's going to hit. And it's just like, it's good to go through adversity because you learn how to move forward. And it's just like, right now I'm going through it in football, but at some point in time I'm going to go through it again, when I'm done playing the game, and I'm going to have to know how to handle that adversity. And, these lessons that we're learning throughout the season from these losses is teaching me how to deal with adversity as a man, and how to keep pushing when things not going your way, and how to keep just focusing on all the small stuff, waiting for, the success to come around when it finally does.
The wins haven't come through, but the defense has progressed. It has gotten better. We've seen you create turnovers as a defense. We've seen you hold teams down, force them to punt. And, obviously Anwar Sparrow, fellow linebacker, he had the only score in the end zone for Syracuse against North Carolina, and then you held Miami for almost the entire first half. I think it was over 27 minutes without a point. So even though we're not seeing the check in the win column, how have you seen the defense improve and excel? Because at least from my point of view, you're definitely giving opportunities to the offense.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that we were going to have to play better, as a defensive unit, especially, like with our quarterback situation, and we had to give them guys time to, to step in and adapt, and it's not easy being a quarterback, so it's like a lot of guys can't just jump in and just be great. It takes time and, reps, and so we knew that we were going to have to step it up, and, at first we weren't really doing our part when Steve went down, but we've progressed, and it's definitely good to see what we got because, I mean, a lot of the guys are young. A lot of, the good players that we got are coming back. and that's definitely something to look forward to, you know, in the future. And it's just like we just got to keep working, and eventually we're going to be a top defense in the country.
And we look at what you've been able to do, as well as Antoine Deslauriers. Just, I mean, two new faces on this defense at the linebacker position to speak to not only your play, but the play of Antoine, how you play off of each other and how you've made each other better out there.
Yeah, I mean, me and Antoine, we've grown close. I mean, I've like, I wouldn't necessarily say like I'm like a mentor, but I'm kind of like, you know, like a big brother to him, and you know that helps us out on the field. When we're out there, we communicate well. You know, we kind of know what each other's thinking sometimes, so it makes it a lot easier to play with somebody that you have that connection with. Because not only like do we have like a good connection in terms of communication, like we out there playing for each other too, and we feed off of each other's energy. When he makes a play, it gets me hype, you know, and when I make a play, it gets him hype. So it's, you know, it's definitely good to have, you know, somebody out there, especially with him being a freshman too. That's extraordinary that he's playing as well as he's playing, and he's as mature as he is, you know. So it's definitely good to have that.
You had so much success coming in. What do you take from in your past collegiate stop that can help you through a time like this?
Yeah, I mean, I've dealt with this before. My freshman year of college at South Dakota, we went 3-8, you know, and we dealt with a lot of adversity, you know, and the following year we came out and we were 10-2. So I know what it's like to build something. I know what it's like to turn something around, you know, and find that success. And I'm seeing a lot of similarities in what I've seen in my previous team and this team, and I think that we're going to turn it around real soon.
And you talk about turning it around and building toward the future. You keep talking about the future. How excited are you? I know you got more games to play here, but how excited are you for what can be, and why would you want to stay in Orange?
Yeah, I mean, I trust in my coach, and I know that he's gonna put us in the right position to be successful, you know, and like we're still putting a lot of focus on that. We're not, as a team, we're not like, oh, the future. So we're still focusing on this game and winning this game and, you know, winning the next game. But just we all got a lot of trust in, you know, Coach Fran and the coaching staff that we got. So it's just like when you got that trust in them bonds that we have, it's just like why would I need or want to go somewhere else? You know, I'm gonna get everything that I need here, and I've been getting everything that I need here so far. So it's just like we're gonna find a success, and you know, I'm sticking around to be a part of that.
And where does that leadership come from when you talk about, you know, sticking around and wanting to be a part of this? Who on the field of your peers, or is it you, that you feel like that voice of leadership is coming from?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of young guys, you know, stepping up. I'm more of like a lead by example type of guy. I just do all the right stuff all the time, you know, and I practice hard, I work out hard, and all them type of things. So, you know, naturally guys gravitate towards that. But you've seen a lot of young guys like Demetrius Samuel, and you know, obviously Antoine has been in that role for quite a while now. But Byron Washington stepping up, you know, just a lot of young guys are feeling as though they need to step up because, you know, we are young and we got to be mature to win. And I think the level of maturity that's been progressing throughout the young guys has been great to see.